All right. Hello, everyone. I think we are live. Welcome to the Lava RPC provider town hall. And okay, I just heard my own voice in the echo. So I think we are live. And yeah, it's so great to have you here. My name is Justina. I am a developer relations engineer here at Lava, and I will be your host today. As always, I like to give everyone a few minutes to jump in, set everything up, get comfortable, and I will be kicking off with all of the content in just a moment. In the meantime, I would love to hear from all of you who are joining. Say hi in the comments. Tell me where you are joining from. Today, I will be speaking to you from a bit cloudy but beautiful Lisbon. So say hi in the comments. Tell me where you're from. And we will be kicking things off in just a few moments. So I will be off camera for a few minutes and I will come back and then we are going to dive into all of the updates and all of the content that I have prepared for you. So let's meet in a few minutes and we will be kicking things off. All right, I think we can get started. So it is so amazing to see so many familiar names in the chat. Thank you all for great vibes already. So Welcome to the Lava RPC Provider Town Hall, the second one that we are doing live here on the Lava YouTube channel. Very excited to be speaking to you. Today we have a lot of updates to cover. We have about 45 minutes for everything, 30 to 45 minutes, so we will see how long we will take. Once again, my name is Justina. I am a developer relations engineer here at Lava, and I will be your host for today. We are going to cover all of the most important technical updates and ecosystem updates, and we have one deep dive that we prepared for you. And I'm really excited to cover all of the details today. I just realized I still had the pop-up that we're going to start in a few minutes. For those that are new to Lava RPC Town Hall events, welcome. It's really great to have you here. Just a quick intro what these events are all about. We meet every month and we spend some time just talking about all of the latest news that happened in Lava. We cover technical updates. We look at the latest happenings in the Lava ecosystem. And as I have mentioned already, we also dive into the topics that are the most relevant for the Lava RPC provider community at a specific moment. And those updates as well, I think, are relevant to the wider Lava community as well. So regardless of your involvement with the Lava community so far, for example, if you run nodes, if you build using Lava RPC, or even if you are just exploring and maybe you just joined the Lava community recently, you are super welcome here. I believe that you will learn something interesting and something useful today. And if you get inspired to become Lava RPC provider after these events, I think this is the best outcome that we can have. So it's really great to have you all here. If you miss anything that I cover during the live stream today, don't worry. The recordings of these sessions are always available on Lava YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to Lava YouTube channel because we are going to always host these kind of events here. In the future, we will have more events for the community, and we will definitely have more interesting and useful technical content coming your way. And we are going to share tutorials and other useful materials in a video format here on the Lava YouTube channel. So subscribe so that you can always be up to date with what is happening. And also, especially if you are new, make sure to join Lava Discord and keep an eye on two channels specifically. Tech updates and also RPC provider channels, because this is where I usually share all of the latest technical updates and the most relevant news that are important for Lava RPC providers. So whenever there is some kind of update or upgrade on Lava side, or if any of the chains that are supported on Lava made a release or something like that, we always share those kind of updates in those channels. And also after this session, I will write up a little summary of everything that we are going to cover today, and I will share that summary in both of these channels so that you can always go back and stay up to date with what has happened. And last but not least, I really want to hear from you. I like to keep these sessions conversational and interactive as much as possible. I will be the only one speaking today, but I would really like to have you all active in the comment section. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments or ideas throughout this live stream, please leave all of your thoughts in the comments, and I will make sure that I cover as many questions as I can during the live session today. If we don't have enough time, I will definitely follow up on Discord or Telegram, and I will make sure that all of the questions are answered. So definitely be active in the comments. always love to see the good lava vibes being shared in the comments. So please be active. I will be checking the comment section as we go throughout the live stream today. All right, without further ado, we can have a look at the agenda, which is very short, very concise, but I promise we have quite a lot of things to cover. We will start with latest technical and ecosystem updates. We haven't done one for quite a while, so I will cover all of the latest and the most important updates that we rolled out over the past few weeks. And then after that, we will have one deep dive session, and we're going to talk about the Lava Validator delegation round. And this is going to be a very early preview. So the latest of the latest alpha that you can get. We wanted to share our current thoughts about the upcoming round so that you know the direction that we are thinking of taking, and we would love to get your feedback and your thoughts. And the reason why we wanted to share the plans for the validator delegation round here, because quite a lot of Lava RPC providers are also running a validator node. So I think it's going to be relevant for everyone. And last but not least, of course, we will have some time for a Q&A. I already have some questions that I got that I will answer in the very last section of the stream, but also I will be picking up questions as they go. So once again, drop all of your questions and thoughts in the comments. All right, let's start with the technical and ecosystem updates. We have made quite a lot of changes and very important updates to the list of the chains that are supported on Lava. More specifically, we just finished the very important and very much needed chain migration from Lava testnet to Lava mainnet. And if you go to the info page today, you will see a very similar chart that looks like this. This is the Lava testnet, and you can see that at around May 18th, the amount of traffic that goes through Lava testnet dropped quite significantly. And this is exactly what we wanted to see, because we migrated a bunch of chains that were supported on Lava testnet, and now they are running on Lava mainnet, which means that providers, RPC providers that were supporting those chains are now earning the rewards for all of the amazing work that they do. Here, I also wanted to give a very warm shout out to all of the Lava RPC providers who collaborated on this so well. And it was really great to see how quickly everyone set up their nodes, how quickly you configured all of the provider processes, and how smoothly this migration actually happened. So now, just a quick recap of where we are with this migration. All of the chains that we wanted to migrate from Lava testnet to Lava mainnet are already migrated. And we also migrated the traffic for the vast majority of the chains, which means that providers that are supporting those chains are now seeing the relays, which also means that they are going to get the rewards for the work by the end of the month, Lava month, as I call it. And there is one exception. We haven't migrated the traffic for Solana testnet just yet. And the reason for that is because we have, the last time I checked, we have only one provider who configured support for this chain, and we need at least one more, ideally two providers to support Solana testnet before we can safely and confidently migrate the traffic. So it would be amazing if after this live stream we can see a few more providers supporting Solana testnet. There are definitely rewards for supporting Solana testnet. There is 10,000 Lava a month for all of the providers that will be supporting this chain. So it would be great to get a little bit more support here. And Lava testnet, supports 5 very carefully selected chains that are necessary for us to maintain very strong testing environment. And Lava testnet from now on will be used only and mostly for testing the features, making sure that the releases that we do, that they go smoothly. So from now on, Lava testnet supports these 5 chains: Lava testnet, Aptos, Ethereum, Solana, and Near mainnets. And what about the rewards? Very important. So this month is very exciting because alongside the chain migration, we also added quite a few new incentive pools that are funded by Lava Foundation. And all of the migrated chains that are now supported on Lava mainnet will generate rewards for the providers that support those chains. Another important heads up for the providers is that this is also the last month of rewards for 3 chains: Filecoin, Evmos, and Stargaze. This means that by the end of this month, which is the 17th of June, we are going to end the rewards for these chains, and providers will not bear any rewards for supporting them. The plan ahead for this is to start the deprecation of these chains going forward. We will, of course, keep you updated on all of the steps. For now, everything's good until the 17th of June. You will still get the rewards for these chains, but after that, the rewards will end. And to finish this section on a very positive note, an exciting note, there is a potential new incentivized pool coming up next month, and it is for Union. It is not 100% confirmed just yet. This is also quite early alpha, but it's likely to happen. We will, of course, keep you updated, and once we have it fully confirmed, we will let you know. But just something to keep an eye on, and something to look forward to. So yeah, these are the core technical updates. Of course, we did quite a lot of updates to new added specs, and you probably saw quite a few proposals coming up over the past few weeks. All of them were related to some improvements that we had to make for the chains that we migrated. And yeah, I think we are looking good. I will quickly check the chat to see if there are any questions. Okay. Definitely, I agree with the comment that all Lava Masters are here. Okay, so these are the core updates on everything that is related to chain migration and all of the technical changes and improvements that we have done. Now I would like to switch gears and talk about the upcoming validator delegation round. Once again, very important. This is an early preview of the plan that we are still working on. There are a lot of details that we would like to iron out. And the reason why I thought it's important for us to share what kind of direction we are planning to take with you, so that you can provide feedback, ask questions, and so that we can make changes if we have to update some specific things. Maybe I will make the screen bigger so that you can see all of the details, because there will be quite a bit of important details that I will cover. First of all, why do we do these validator delegation rounds, and what do they mean? Lava Foundation runs validator delegation program, and with this program, we aim to incentivize high quality service from validators. We want to build out a very strong foundational level of layer of validators that support Lava network. They play a very important role in the Lava ecosystem. And we do these delegation rounds every 6 months. They are open to everyone in the Lava community, but very important note, each delegation round comes with specific set of criteria, specific set of requirements, and specific goals that we as Lava Foundation set for why we do that specific round. And also we set the criteria for validators, what kind of criteria they have to meet in order to receive the delegation. Same applies to the total amounts and how the distribution of the tokens actually happen. All of these details, they are subject to change, and they are set for every delegation round individually. So this is why you will see that the plan that I am about to cover is going to be different from what we had in the previous round. But these are the rules, and this is how we want to make sure that we address the most important and the most relevant needs of the community at a specific time with every round that we run. So with this upcoming round, we are aiming to build a committed, healthy, sustainable, and high-performing validator set. More specifically, this means that with this upcoming validator delegation round, we want to support validators who already demonstrated their commitment and demonstrated very high level of expertise when it comes to running validator nodes, and who showcased and are very committed to continue to contribute to Lava's long-term success and the road ahead. We also received quite a lot of input from different validators when it comes to validator profitability, and we spent quite a lot of time trying to understand and evaluate what kind of options we have to potentially address those issues, and how we can make it easier for validators to be more profitable for all of the work that they do. And with this validator delegation round, we are aiming to increase overall reward efficiency. So our goal here is to optimize the delegation distribution, and we are going to do that across a smaller and very carefully evaluated and very carefully picked cohort of validators. And last but not least, we want to create a space where we can foster the growth opportunities for all of the validators that are contributing to the Lava ecosystem. And we want to make sure that it's very transparent, and the distribution of the rewards and delegation itself to make sure that it happens based on validator performance, first and foremost. So the rollout plan on very high level is here. So when we are planning to do the validator delegation round, it's in summer of 2025. So over the next few months, you will definitely hear a lot of updates from us when it comes to validator delegation round. And the plan is to finalize this round by this summer. What we are doing, we are going to distribute 200 million Lava, and we are going to delegate this amount to 25 very carefully evaluated and selected validators. The number of 25 might still change a little bit. We are not setting this number in stone just yet, but this is the ballpark that we are targeting right now. Why we are doing this? Once again, we want to build a very strong alignment across entire Lava ecosystem, and we want to ensure strong validator performance, sustainability, and also we want to raise the bar for the validator quality as well, and to make sure that validators that are performing well, that they are rewarded accordingly as well. And most important question, how we are going to do this? The key thing about this validator delegation round is that it's going to be very data-driven. We are already collecting a lot of data points that allow us to better understand the historical performance of validators so far. And we are going to use these insights into validator performance and engagement into Lava ecosystem. And we will use all of these details for building a committed validator set and also rewarding the validator excellence. Let me cover a little bit more detail so that you will have a little bit better understanding of what that actually means. So by performance-based validator set, we are trying to streamline the validator set to 25 selected validators. And the way we are going to select those validators is we are going to look into their historical performance and contributions to Lava network. I have another slide that will in detail cover what kind of data points we are going to include when evaluating validator performance and their contributions. But this is a very important thing to take into consideration, that we are, as I said, we are collecting all of the details that we can about the previous performance of the validators so that we can have good understanding of how all of the validators that we have today, how they have been performing and how they have been contributing to Lava. We will definitely contact all of the validators well in advance, and we will share all of the details with clear outcome, if they are going to be included into the active set or not, and also the next steps. And very important for those validators that are not going to receive delegation in this round, there are lots of opportunities of how they can engage with Lava ecosystem beyond being a validator. One of the I would say most lucrative and the most maybe fun. Of course, I'm a bit biased because I also run Lava RPC node, but there are lots of opportunities in engaging with Lava ecosystem through running Lava RPC nodes. And what we are going to do is we are going to provide full support and guidance on how you can get started and how we can configure your providers and how we can get started as a Lava RPC provider. So we will follow up with all of those details, and we will explain what are the next steps to both validators that are going to be included into the active validator set and those that will not be included this time. More details about the selection criteria. We are going to, as I said a couple of times now, we are going to look into the validator performance and engagement, and we are going to assess those things across multiple dimensions, and we are going to include the data on their validator activity and performance starting with December of 2024 all the way until present. And we're going to look into quite a few aspects. One of them is operational performance of the validator. So for example, jailed time, or the times that a validator was jailed, downtime, also how active a specific validator was when it comes to governance voting. It's very important, and it's one of the key duties of a validator to be active and to vote on the proposals. So we are going to look into how different validators have been engaging with that. We are also going to look into the block configuration and see how well configuration is done for different providers. Apart from operational performance, we are also going to look into ecosystem participation, different community interactions, contributions, and that includes both technical contributions as well as education. We do have quite a few community members, both validators, but also Lava RPC providers that created amazing tutorials and other very important materials. So we will definitely take that into consideration. And also, we are going to include some aspects of engagements when it comes to business development. So different BD engagements, co-marketing efforts, and similar things. So those are going to be the key details that we're going to look when it comes to selecting validators for this validator delegation round. Now I'm going to focus a little bit more on those 25 validators that are going to be included into the active validator set. Those 25 validators will be also split into 2 groups. This is our current thinking. Would love to hear feedback or thoughts or questions about that, of course. One group will consist of 5 validators. Those validators will be picked very, very carefully, and we are going to look into the collaborations and the engagements specific validators had with Lava Foundation so far. And those 5 validators are going to receive 10 million Lava in a fixed delegation, which means that they will get that delegation and they will keep it throughout the delegation period. We are doing that because we want to make sure that we have these close collaborations with teams that have demonstrated close engagement with the Lava Foundation already, who demonstrated a high level of expertise when it comes to running validators for Lava. And we want to have this strong foundational level for Lava validator ecosystem. Which will also be enhanced even more with the second group, which will be the 20 validators, which will each get initial delegation of the amount between 4 to 14 million Lava. The specific amount that each validator in this group get will depend on their historical performance so far. And after that, we are going to monitor the validator performance dynamically in real time, and we are going to make adjustments. With this, we want to celebrate and encourage high performance of each validator, meaning that validators that perform really well, validators that are very engaged in Lava ecosystem will potentially get additional delegation amount, and those validators who unfortunately start underperforming, their delegation will be adjusted accordingly as well. More details. I want to make sure that everything is very clear or as clear as possible. So in total, we are aiming to distribute 200 million Lava among 25 top performing validators. So once again, 5 validators who work closely with Lava Foundation will receive 10 million Lava as fixed delegation amount, and they will keep it all the way through this delegation round. And remaining 20 will initially receive a delegation between 4 to 14 million Lava. And after that, the delegation amount will be dynamically adjusted based on their performance. Now, how we are going to facilitate this dynamic real-time adjustment? We are exploring potential collaboration with Poly, and we are looking into potential to use their AI-driven validator delegation optimizer, which should help us do all of this monitoring of the validator performance and also adjustment of the delegation in a much more effective and much more automated and much more fair way. A little bit more on Poly in the next slide, but one additional detail that I wanted to mention is that we also want to make sure that this dynamic adjustment of delegation is balanced and that it's fair to everyone that is included in this delegation round. And for that reason, of course, we are going to implement caps for the minimum and maximum delegation amount a single provider can have. We don't have exact numbers set for that just yet. I think for the minimum amount, we will keep 4 million lava. But for the maximum, we will have to do a little bit more analysis to actually set that specific number. But we want to make sure that we don't have situations where one validator has huge, unreasonably huge amount of delegation, while other validators have nothing. So we want to prevent those kind of situations, and we will have specific numbers for the caps set pretty soon. So a little bit about Poly and how their AI-driven solution works, so that you also can understand a little bit better and know what kind of things we are exploring and what kind of things we are considering. So Poly builds AI-driven solutions to optimize validator delegations, and we are considering using that for this delegation round. And the way it does real-time monitoring and adjustments is that it continuously tracks the performance of validators. It's powered by AI, and it tries to detect the underperformance of the validator, for example, if there is a lot of downtime and things like that. And also it predicts the risk of jailing. And if those kind of things happen, the optimizer would shift the delegation from the underperforming validator to the higher performing validator. And all of this is done through the predictive triggers that shift delegation weights according to the performance of each validator. If we do go with this specific solution, we will have more deep dive sessions into all of the details about how Poly Validator Optimizer works, and you will hear much more. But because we are still in the exploration phase, I think sharing those high-level details will probably be enough. And that's it. Those are the core details. I know it's a lot of information, but I have a few Q&A questions that I will cover right now, and then I will check the chat for any additional questions or any additional thoughts. I also want to make sure that you know that I'm open for your input and feedback, not just in this specific live stream, but also I'm available on Telegram, on Discord, on socials, over email as well. So whatever medium works best for you to share your feedback, don't hesitate to reach out. So just a few more questions that maybe will clarify a few additional things as well. So once again, when will the delegation actually take place? So we are aiming to run this validator delegation round this summer, summer of 2025. And currently, we are still finalizing the plan and all of the details and requirements for this delegation round. We want to make sure that we do it well. So for that reason, we are open to feedback and any thoughts on our current direction. And once we have all of the details finalized, we will first inform all validators regarding the next steps. So you will definitely hear from us about that very soon. Now, what happens if, let's say, I am a validator and unfortunately I didn't make it into the live active set? So what happens to my existing delegation? Lava Foundation will redelegate that delegation to other validators. And as I have mentioned previously, we would really like to make it as easy as possible for validators who are not going to make it into the active set to transition into the Lava RPC provider community. So we will follow up with the next steps, guides, and necessary support that you might need to make that transition. Oops. And one more very important question that we got, is it possible to be dropped from the active validator set after receiving the delegation? So for example, let's say I did make it into, I was included into the 25 validators as part of the active set. So very important part of this delegation round is that we want to make sure that with this round, we foster high performance validator ecosystem. All of the selection criteria is based on the historical performance, and the delegation adjustments as well, they will be based on the validator performance in real time, according to the current plan. Which means that if we notice that specific validators are heavily underperforming and their performance is way below the threshold that we would like to see, and of course we will communicate those details as well as clearly and as early as we can. It means that providers that are underperforming, they might lose their spot in the active validator set. This is just because we want to make sure that the standard is definitely met for the performance of the validators. Okay, so those were all of the questions that I received because we did speak to a few teams over the past few days, but I will check the chat. Yes, so all of this information that I just shared is about validators, and it means that if we are, let's say, reducing the validator delegation from one validator, we are going to move it to another validator who is performing better at that specific time. Then there is a question about why not 5 validators receive each 14 million fixed and the other 20 between 4 and 10 million. Current numbers are based on our recent analysis and evaluations that we did for, of course, the amounts that we have to distribute and how we think would be the most fair way to incentivize validators depending on their level of engagement and their performance right now. But I think it's something that we definitely will take into consideration and we will discuss. So this is really just the only reason why we have these numbers set right now. Another question, actually, I'm so happy you asked, will there also be a delegation round for RPC providers? The answer is, of course, there will be. We are kicking off the preparations for that. I don't have a specific date that I can tell you as of now when the actual RPC provider delegation round will happen, but we are starting the preparations. So you will hear all of the details about that fairly soon. I think one spoiler that I can share is that it will probably have a similar theme, that we will be looking at provider performance and how they have been engaging with Lava ecosystem so far. And yes, so the question about giving Poly permissions to redelegate and all of the risk implications. We definitely are looking into all of that. We want to make sure that overall Poly does the delegation in a secure and fair way. So this is something that we will follow up regarding all of the details regarding the security evaluations and so on. But yeah, everything is still in the exploration phase. So once we have all of the details, we will definitely update you on that. But of course, we also want to make sure that the way delegation is done and all of the updates to the delegation, that they are done in a secure and, most importantly, fair way for the Lava ecosystem and, of course, validator ecosystem as well. All right. I think we are at the time. These were all of the updates that I had right now. The next steps regarding the validator delegation will be basically finalizing the plan. We are super open to all of the additional feedback that you have. As I said, reach out to me on Discord, Telegram, all of the potential channels that you know that I'm on. and I would love to hear from you. We will definitely take your feedback and thoughts and doubts into consideration. And updated plan will be shared with you ahead of time as well. We will reach out to all of the validators ahead of time, and yeah, I hope that this session was interesting and useful for you. And I will follow up with a summary of this session on Discord, and I will see you next time with more details and more updates. So thank you so much for joining. I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I will be speaking with you in a month. So thank you so much, and until next time.